Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, if you have been watching a lot of my videos recently on my main channel, more so talking on the reaction videos, I have been reacting to a lot of different body cam videos. And trust me, them videos is mad entertaining. Like, you will see some crazy stuff, right? And one thing that I see is, because I was just watching a video today and I'm like, bruh, I don't know why people think that they have the upper hand on cops when they're handcuffed, when they got more cops than, themselves. What are some other, they're under the influence, whether it's drugs or alcohol. Like, people really be thinking that they got the, power over some police officers. I'm going to tell you, and that's why I'm doing this podcast episodes, to let people know that you guys got to stop fighting with cops. All right. Like, especially if you know you are in the wrong, you should not be out there fighting with no cops. And that's what confuses me so much about those videos, is that it'll be somebody that just got caught stealing. Like, that was like one of the other videos I seen recently yesterday. And the woman had stole some stuff from Walgreens. Cops went to approach her and, get the stuff back and arrest her. She starts fighting with the cops, biting them. I'm saying what other things, yelling at them and stuff. And I was like, fam, how do you think? Because I said that in the video. I'm like, when you do the math, all right, you got a 50-year-old woman plus 2 cops. What do you think that's gonna equal? That's gonna equal you going to jail. Like, I'm not, the thing is this, not trying to discourage this woman's age. At some point in time, we all gonna see the age 50, all right? But the thing is this, it's like, we cannot be at that age fighting with no cops, especially if there's multiple cops. Like, if it's like some 90-year-old cop, then yeah, maybe you might be able to put up a fight with that cop. But the thing is this though, what a lot of people seem to forget and understand, or don't understand, is that cops got weapons. They got guns, they got batons, they got tasers, they got pepper spray. These cops are very well equipped and armed with any weapon that they need, especially if they know that they're going to be dealing with somebody that's crazy. So that's why I'm like, people, you guys got to stop acting crazy with these cops, man. Like, because the thing is, throughout the years, when I hear these stories of like people where they just, they be putting up fights with cops. And then in some situations where it's like, you don't have it where people are putting up fights with cops. It's like they're just confused on what's going on. Like, they had the one story not too long ago where the cop, he pulled over the wrong car. And that's why I'm like, with me, I'm not gonna be putting up no fight. I'm not gonna be looting. I'm not gonna be doing anything possible to give that cop a reason to pull a gun out on me. And even then, it's like, you still might have that cop that's just, I'm itching to take somebody's life today and things. And so, yeah, you never really know. But I'm like, to eliminate any of that, I'm not putting up no fights with no cops, all right? But no, there was the one video not too long ago where the cop, he ran up on this guy's car and he was telling him to get out of the car. And the guy, he started to drive off. And I'm like, bro, in a situation like that, all right, to eliminate that cop from chasing you down or shooting at you, and that's eventually what had happened. The guy, when he started driving off, the cop pulled out his gun and shot him. And that guy had to be in the hospital for a little bit. And I'm like, bruh, people are saying that the cop, he was at fault. And, cause he went up to the wrong car and stuff. And then, he almost took this man's life. But I'm like, bro, that's something where I'm like, the thing is this, if you know you didn't do nothing, you shouldn't have been driving away. That's, I'm like, I'm not trying to defend that cop and his actions. Obviously, that cop, he needs to, do a better job at discovering which car is stolen, which car is not stolen. But if I'm in a situation like that, I'm not driving off. If a cop tells me to get out of the car, I'm getting out of the car. But I am going to be asking questions like, what's going on? Because the funny thing is that I just saw this video not too long ago where it was, so there's this dude like high off drugs, right? And he was thinking that the paramedics and the cops was trying to kill him. So at some point in time, he jumps into the paramedic truck, starts driving it high, he might have been driving at high speeds. It's like you can't really tell because there ain't like no cars around. But yeah, I imagine he was driving. All right, he was going some distance. But so anyways. these cops. So there's the cop that was reporting at the scene. She had went on her like walkie-talkie thing or whatever and told some cops like, hey, this guy just stole an ambulance. You need to we need backup. We need assistance and stuff. So the cops, they ended up pulling over the wrong ambulance truck. But that was one thing that I paid attention to, and that was one thing that I've always said, that if a cop approaches you and they're yelling, get out of the car, look, have your hands up. Get out of the car. Don't give them any reason to be acting weird or wild towards you and stuff. And I'm telling you, and the crazy thing about it was that when the cops, when they realized that, like, you know, this was the wrong, like, ambulance truck, sent the people on their way. So, and that's one of those things where I'm like, you know, if a cop, like, if I'm ever out shopping and a cop, he approaches me and he's all like, hey, I need to check your receipt because we just got reports of somebody stealing some shoes. I'm like, okay, here's the receipt. Here's the shoes that I bought. I will take you to the cashier. They sold me the shoes. I'm saying, like, what, you know, like, what else information do I need to give you? And people be thinking, like, you don't have to do that. But I'm like, okay, the thing is this. I know I don't have to show that cop what, you know, I got going on. But I feel like that would be a lot easier than me being like, no, I don't have to show you nothing. Then me and this cop is wrestling around on the ground and stuff. Whoever the suspect that they are looking for, this man done went into his car, then drove off, already at home, enjoying his stolen pair of shoes. Now I'm either in a situation where I'm in jail, or my family is setting up funeral arrangements because I wanted to put up a fight. And that's something where I'm like, look, bruh, I watch the news a lot. And that's something where I'm like, you know, I just, and in some cases and situations in those videos, yeah, like with that last video I was talking about, the guy being high off drugs, it's, yeah, that's one of those things where I'm like, people, you gotta stop doing drugs, okay? You gotta stop drinking, because that's something where I see it a lot in those videos where it'll be somebody under the influence. Like there was the one guy where he was trying to break into these people's, I think it was, I think it was a hotel, or no, it was a motel. It was some sort of like building of some sorts. It was either an apartment building or a motel. But regardless, so anyways, he's trying to break into these people's room, right? And this man's clearly high off drugs. He's talking about they got somebody tied up and dead in there and things. And the cops are confused because they're all like, what is he talking about? We just seen. It wasn't like it was a big place either. It looked like it could have been a motel. But so anyways, no, yeah, he's like fighting with the cops, but also yelling at the same time. And it's like, fam, we can clearly look in there and see. And then just based off of how you're acting, it's like, yeah, you got some symptoms of like you under the influence of something, all right? But from that to freaking, then let's not forget the Karens. Oh my god, like I haven't really seen too many like entitled, well actually no, I did see the one where the guy that it was the dad and his son, and they were driving a golf cart on this road, and I guess they wasn't supposed to, because it's one of those vehicles where you can't drive it like on public roads and stuff. So anyways, the cop was pulling them, well I guess, yeah, trying to pull him over, but the guy was like, I think either he drove away or he just, I don't know if he didn't see the cop, regardless. But the cop pulls up in front of his house. Guy was still in the golf cart. And then the cop was like, I think he was asking to see his license and registrations, you know, I guess to issue him out a ticket and things. And the guy was like, no, I ain't got to show you nothing. Get off my property. Stop, stop doing this. Stop doing that. Stop harassing me, you know. And so eventually the guy, it was both him and his wife had both got arrested, because the wife, when the cops supervisor or whatever, when they had showed up, they explained to the guy, look, you gonna have to produce some information. If you don't do that, and I think, yeah, once the supervisor comes up out there, then it's like, yeah, bruh, you under arrest, because at that, yeah, we tried to explain things to you, you didn't want to listen. And what's so funny about stuff like that is that they don't listen, and then when they start when it gets to that point of them going to jail, then that's when they're like, well, no, wait a minute, like, no, let me just show you my ID, you wanted to see it, so let me just show. And it's like, nah, bruh, you put up all this argument talking about I ain't gotta show you nothing. Now all of a sudden you want to change your mind and be like, oh, well, now I want to show it. No, bruh. And so, but no, like the guy's wife, when the cops had started arresting them, the guy's wife, she tried to intervene and push the cops away. And it's like, ma'am, how did you think that was gonna work out in your favor? Like, honestly, sit down and think about that. How did you think that was going to work out in your favor? Like, it's not. And yes, they both ended up getting arrested because, yeah, the guy, he didn't want to show out no information, because I think that is a crime. Like, if you withhold information from an officer, then yeah, that's a crime. Like, so if they ask you for your name, that's a crime. If they ask for identification and you don't do nothing, or yeah, like same with the name stuff. If you don't give them no name, no identification, nothing, then yeah, that's a crime. And then it's like I think pretty much they will like figure out who you are, and then yeah, I don't know if you will have to do like jail time over. They probably, I guess, if a cop want to be petty and things, then they very well could and stuff. But I can't remember the official like name for it, but it's like it's something where it's like you can't withhold information from a cop and things. So, but yeah, I like when I be watching these videos, man, I be paying attention, because I'm like, I be taking notes, because I'm like, if a cop ever approaches me and they're like, hey, we gotta call somebody with your description, because I'm like, fam, I remember being in a situation, not so much with a cop, but I remember it was my school principal, and I remember, so I'm walking through the lunchroom. Principal comes up to me and she was like, is your name Tyler? And I'm like, yes. And she was like, oh, well, a kid had just came up to me and said that you had beat them up in the bathroom. And I'm thinking to myself, and this is when I was in 6th grade. This is like when I was like possibly under 5 feet and was like 60, 70 pounds. Like, I was a small 6th grader, bruh. I was a small child, all right? But so anyways, I was confused, because I was like, no, I didn't do that. And I'm like, who was it? And I'm like, who? And so I think they told me the kid's name, or the principal, she told me the kid's name, and I was like, I do not know that kid. I'm like, I'm telling you right now, you definitely got the wrong kid. I'm like, look at me, I'm small. I'm like, who am I gonna beat up in this school? I'm like, fam, I can't even beat up my imaginary friend, and so I'm supposed to beat up a whole human for what? What did they do to me? I'm like, bro, I'm just trying to get I'm just trying to get my deli sandwich. I'm trying to get my donut, and I'm just trying to eat my lunch with my friends. That is it. I do not have the time to be out here beating up kids in no bathroom. I'm like, for one, bathrooms are nasty. All that fecal matter and pee and stuff all on the floor, because we talking about a middle school. Kids ain't clean in no middle school. So I'm saying, I'm like, nah, bro, I ain't got time to be out there fight with no kids in no bathroom. I'm like, nah, bro, no. That's a fat no. But yeah, I wasn't like, oh, the principal comes up to me. I'm like, I ain't got to tell you nothing. I'm like, fam, you have to understand, in situations like that, it's like, it's not going to work out for you. Now, I was a rebellious kid growing up. Do not get me wrong. I have had my rebellious moments, because there were at times when I felt that I was right on some things. But in a situation where you are in another person's where I guess, like, yeah, in the public area, really, like, nobody owns a public area besides the city or whatever. But I feel like when people have a little bit more power than you in a public area, yeah, you gotta, because I think with some of the situations that I went through in school, I definitely, if like now, I would have done things differently, but yeah, back then, yeah, like I said, I was rebellious, but I was a kid, so it's like, you can't expect a whole lot from a kid. Nowadays, I'm like, there's a little bit more consequences behind, like, if you want to be rebellious and things. And just the video that I saw today, the guy, he was definitely high off something. But so anyways, the cops were telling him that he was trespassing this hotel, and that they wanted him to leave. Fam, I'm pretty sure if he would have just left, they probably would have just sent him on his way, and he might have not even have gotten arrested. Because I don't even know if they wanted to press. I think they said they didn't want to press no charges, but regardless, man very well could have just left, all right? But so anyways, he goes back up, because he was all like, oh, I'm gonna go get my stuff. So then the cop follows him to go get his stuff. Then he started trying to close the door in the cop's face. So then, of course, another cop shows up. they start, going back and forth with each other, the guy and the cops. So then the guy, he walked off fast up on the cops and things. And what's crazy is that the guy, he did have, not on him, but he had a gun in that hotel, or yeah, I think it was a hotel, but he had a gun. All right, he had an AK-47. And I'm like, bruh, the thing is like, in a situation like that, that is so dangerous. Because the thing is like, if they knew that he was armed and dangerous, fam, that video would have ended so differently. So, but no, they pepper sprayed him. He ended up getting sent to jail. And then, it was like, he was like, bro, he was acting wild throughout that whole video and things. And I'm like, man, stuff like that where I'm like, people, stop drinking, stop doing drugs, stop arguing with cops, stop fighting with cops. If a cop approaches you, I understand that, you got your rights, but at the same time, a cop ain't trying to, if they believe that you are somebody, okay, just prove them wrong. Because that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to that whole, like, if a cop approaches me and they're all like, oh, we believe that you're this person, so we're gonna need to, I'm like, all right, look at my ID. I'm like, if you need proof, I'm like, here's all these friends and family members where you can call them and they will tell you, oh, this is Tyler, this is TMossBoss, this ain't, whoever you after and stuff. I'm like, here I am on camera buying these shoes. As you can see, I'm swiping my card, I'm walking out, person's giving me my receipt. So I'm like, what else do I have to prove? So I'm like, okay, so I'm going home now because I proved everything that I need to prove. There isn't no furthermore business that we got to do here. I'm out, all right? But if they're all like, no, you still got to stay, I'm like, all right, we can keep going through this over and over again. I'm saying, like, there's literal proof all across the world that I am who I am, all right? So, but no, it's like, if you guys want to continue just, trying to figure it out, then I'm like, go right ahead. But anyways, I'm like, look, I'm like, if it's a situation where it's like, yeah, if I'm in a Foot Locker and they talk about I stole some shoes, I'm like, there's that cashier that sold me the shoes. Here's my receipt. There's this, that cashier's name is on the receipt. Here's my bank statement to show that I just purchased these shoes. I'm like, these are my size. I'm like, I'm not running. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm not putting up no fight. So if I really did steal them, yeah, people would be putting up a fight and doing all this extra stuff for them. I'm not doing all of that. I'm showing you proof. I am showing you actual factuals. So that's why I'm like, people, you guys start being in that mindset, and I guarantee and I promise you it will work out in the long run, all right? So anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Make sure you follow me across all social media platforms at TMossBoss. Thank you guys, and peace.